What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here, feeling a bit under the weather today, so may not have the usual vim and vigor in my video recording, but we're going to see. Uh, we're going to do two thrift stores today. First one is Savers, and then we're going to go to a Goodwill as well. So going to make I guess my new and improved lap, right? I used to go to the case after the toys, but now I'm going to more of the kitchen stuff. But of course, first stop is going to be the electronics. I was very unhappy that I wasn't the first one back there, but they pretty much left everything there for me to look at. And there was definitely some interesting stuff. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. There was a laminator there. Um, then there's this really cool radio here, almost like something out of Stranger Things. There was this really neat looking projector there, which I did realize in the store was supposed to have a cover over it. So you can guess what that means, that I left that behind. Definitely don't want to buy anything that's incomplete or that looks like it wouldn't sell well. I did pick up that poker game and put it in the cart as well, just because I wasn't really sure what it was. It looked kind of interesting. And then I noticed this guy down here, cordless telephone. Popped it open to see maybe there's more sewing materials inside, but nope, it is brand new inside, which is pretty cool. No surprise there. That is coming with me. I think they had it priced at $9.99. It's not a bad price for that, right? I should be able to get a decent amount out of that. This also, like, kind of an interesting. Yeah, you can see me shake my hand. I was kind of interested in it. What I found out, I actually looked everything up and looked at all the solds. And what I found out after the fact is that eBay was having issues that day, where I was looking stuff up and I wasn't finding any solds. Apparently, there was an error with the search engine. I think maybe Cassini is the search engine, and it was not finding anything with a mixture of letters and numbers in it. So it wasn't going to find anything. So I may have left some stuff behind that I shouldn't have. So you saw me pick up that Star Wars item there. I have sold a bunch of those army builder type guys, but in big lots of like 20, 30, 40, 50 of them. Never seen any of them brand new. I did not find any solds on that one on eBay, so I would not suggest you guys pick those up either when they're brand new like that. Definitely, if you can find the lots like at either a Savers or Goodwill or at a garage sale, they can be very good flips. I would say like probably like 50 cents each, maybe as much as 75 cents each figure, which is pretty good if you can get like an entire lot of them for like $5. Um, all right, so taking a look at the rest of the toys here, that I still don't know what's going on, to be honest. Like the pegs are super, super just bare. I'm starting to get a couple of things on them, but more in line of what I would call almost peg warmers. For those who collect toys, you know what I mean. So I headed down here to the larger toys, the harder good toy section, and it looks like the shelves are pretty full, but similar to it has been for the last few weeks, like not finding a ton of things. I've been looking at a lot of play sets lately. I don't know why. I think they're pretty interesting, but I actually haven't found anything. I think I am going to put one in the cart here in a second, but you never really know what you're going to find. I'm always hopeful I'm going to find like some of the bigger transformers sitting here or something else that might catch my eye. You know, you've seen me probably do that in a few of my previous videos where I found some pretty interesting toys to pick up in the section there. That's one of the play sets I grabbed. It actually didn't end up having a lot of value, but there were two of them and they looked interesting. So you guys know my rule. It is if it looks interesting, it goes in the cart, and then I'll do a full inventory before I leave the store to try and make sure that I'm only buying things that I want to be buying, right? Time is money. So you want to just try and be as efficient as you can. Sometimes it means just buying stuff.
$10.
So they had this, you can't see it on the video here. I'm gonna show one up here right now, but a bunch of these models up top, and they're actually really interesting looking. And so I was like, I want to look these up, but the prices were 10, 13, 15, and sure enough, that's basically what they're selling for on eBay. So not any room for profit there. And honestly, who knows if the stuff was going to be inside or not, right? You don't ever know with that kind of thing if you're actually going to be able to put it all together or even get all the pieces. All right, so headed over to one of my new favorite sections, right? This has been where I've been spending a lot of my time as far as like learning. So of course, Nordic wear, I'm definitely going to be looking for that. Haven't didn't find any this day. Oh, this was John Wright. Really nice cast iron, but not a lot of resale value there. Good if you can find it for yourself and you're interested in that sort of thing. So definitely Nordic wear. I'm also going to be looking for a few different um, bakeware type things, right? I found the Temptations by Terra a few weeks back. I'm still going to be looking for Pampered Chef, right? I found a few of those. And I've got another list that I've been studying of different brand names. So trying to just memorize that list. And then as I'm going through this, I can look at the different brand names of things and hopefully find the brand names. And then, of course, after you find them, you have to make sure that they're going to be in good enough condition to buy. Definitely Revereware makes, oh, there's one right now, Pampered Chef. It was in pretty bad shape though, so I didn't even bother looking it up. I just put her back. Even Revereware makes some muffin pans that can bring in some good money, and they kind of look like every other muffin pan. So if you're really serious, if I was really serious, I'd need to actually go through all the different muffin pans and see if there's anything that I could actually like want to pick up. But you can see I did not do that. I didn't spend a ton of time looking at the different bakeware. I did take a look behind me at the cookware. Uh, I do I am interested in finding some Revereware. I know I've heard that they're a little saturated in the market now. Looking for Calphalon, looking for All Clad. There's a few more. I want to even say that I, I probably wouldn't pick up too much. Like I found a couple of Martha Stewart's that look solid, but just apparently not a lot of resale value in the Martha Stewart's. Emerald Lagasse has a brand of them. Those are actually like looks like those are pretty good. Um, but nothing in the cart today, I'm afraid. So headed around the corner, this is where all the little kitchen devices are. And I've been putting together a good list of kitchen devices. And of course, like, why is there a phone here? I definitely have like an affinity for these older looking phones. Uh, wasn't sure if this one would have any value or not, but into the cart it went. So looking for Space Saver. The Black& and Decker Space Saver brand is apparently pretty good. I did a little bit of research on that this week, and so I'll be keeping an eye out for those. They make coffee makers and can openers and even toaster ovens. So like they look kind of like a little piece of crap, to be quite honest.
It's so cute.
That was a Ronco rotisserie. I think that was the 2000 model. That's going to be worth like $20, maybe $25. As you go up to 2500, 3000, 4000, 5000, and even 6000, they're going to incrementally increase in value. You should be able to get probably $30 for the 2500 and the 3000. The 4000 is probably going to net you $40 to $50. The 5,000 is probably going to net you 50 to 100 depending on what time of year it is. And then the 6,000 could bring in anywhere from 100 to 250 again, depending on what time of year it is. So they're a pain in the butt to ship. They're huge items. So you got to watch out for that. Maybe do local. Facebook Marketplace might be a good one. You can see me here checking out this bread maker. I did look it up, didn't have anything found for solds, which you guys know by now. Like I did take a look at, or I did find that error with Cassini, so where I wasn't able to find stuff. So maybe that would have been a good pickup. I don't know. It hurts me a little bit to know that after the fact. Grand Theft Auto 5 used to be such a nice flip, and then it just stopped being over time. That game was new and sealed, so I was like, that goes in the cart at least. I'll take a look. I'll put in my usual plug. Definitely, why don't you try and come back tomorrow, see what I ended up buying. So now I'm looking at like the kind of statue section here. I found a few good things over here over the last few months, and then I want to get into all the electronics there behind me. But I did notice something up on the top shelf that looked pretty cool. I'm a big fan of video games, especially Nintendo. So this is Link from Zelda. I was like, I think if he had the sword, he may have had a little bit of value, but this guy did not. Of course, somebody's looking through the electronics. I want to be in there right now, and I'm probably having a small panic attack. But I did see something like right on the bottom that looked interesting, which was a GPS unit. I had bought a TomTom like a week or two ago, and I think it was like 6.99, 7.99, something like that. And that actually ended up selling for like $40. So I wasn't really aware that that type of GPS unit would have any kind of value. So now, of course, I'm going to be looking for those in this section. I did find these here. These are a pulse oximeter finger unit. There's four of them, and of course, they're interesting. So what did I do? Well, they're going to go right in the cart, folks. Just anything interesting is going in the cart. There's also a couple of dictionaries here, a couple of, I think one of them was a maybe a translator. I can't remember. But it was interesting. There it is. I'm holding it in my hand now. So definitely wanted to take a look at that, do some research to see if I should buy it. And then there's a Radicus solitaire game there as well that I put in, as well as another TomTom device that went into my cart. So actually finding a good amount of things to at least look up here today, and I definitely bought a few. So it was a fun day to looking at the stuff on the wall. All right, so headed back to more of the home goods section. I always do like to take a look at the mugs. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about mugs in every one of these videos, and I definitely still look at them. I don't know when the last time was I actually bought one, though. It has been a while. I bought a couple Starbucks mugs probably back in early December, and that was the last time I found anything. I was headed back around the store, putting some stuff back after looking things up, and I decided to take another look at the toys here and just happened to find those Beyblades, which, in case you didn't know, they actually do have some resale value. In this one, there was four Bakugan, which they average about $1 each resale value, and so for $2.99, not a great pickup. Even with 20% off, right, it's going to be $2.40. So not the best. I prefer to pay about $5 for them, and if I can get like 15, 20, or more of them for that price, that's where I want to be. But I like Bakugan, so and I know that they have resale value, so I was very interested in that. I've also seen a few people on YouTube picking up like remote controlled items and not having the remote control and saying, "Oh man, if I had that, it would be worth a ton of money." So this one looked like it would go to like a dinosaur or something like that. So I was of course interested. I was like, okay, let's maybe this is one of those rare remotes that everybody's got the dinosaur, but they don't have the remote. So I made sure to look it over, see if there was any battery acid leaking out, and then looked it up before deciding to buy it or not. All right, so now after I've done like at least over a lap through the store, I headed up to the case. There was that Statler and Waldorf thing right there in the middle. That's a Muppets Jim Shore item. And oh my gosh, guys, I was like, this, I should buy this and it should go into my personal collection. I'm a huge fan of the Muppets, right? I was born, let's say 80s. All right, late 70s. And so the Muppet Show was a big part of my like formative years, and I still to this day just have a huge affinity for them, and just love some of the Muppet stuff. I've got a fuzzy bear. I don't know if he's a Build-A-Bear or just a plush, but he's going to be given to my son when he's born in June. I can't wait. I don't know that they're going to have any kind of interest in the Muppets, but I want them to have at least one Muppet thing. And so you can see I'm trying really hard to find out how much this thing was because I was like, I really want to buy it, and it was $100. Just can't justify it at that amount. That might actually even be a good price for it. I did find one listed on eBay for like, I want to say it was like $240, 230, something like that. There weren't any solds. So it was really hard for me to decide if I should if it's a good price or not. And if it's going to go into my personal collection, like it might actually be worth it. But the living the reseller dream, that's just not going to be the way it is it, guys? All right, so we're going to head to our second location now. This is the Goodwill out in Avon. This has been a good location. Hasn't been great. I used to stop here on my way home from work when I lived near here, like a couple times a week, and I would usually find a couple items a week here, so never really a lot. I think since it's actually in like a really nice part of the area, a lot of people are coming here looking for things to flip, including me. So took a quick look in the cases. There was a funny little robot there, and then headed back to the electronics. Right, this is where I'm at home. So of course this is where I want to be. And it looks like again, look, even watching it with you guys right now, the shelves are full of stuff, but nothing's catching my eye. You can see I'm not even really pulling anything down to look at. I'm still a little nervous after I almost broke that lamp a couple weeks ago. There is an espresso machine sitting right there in the middle, and those can have some resale value. Unfortunately, this one had a bunch of pieces missing. So I was like, you know what? Probably not going to be a good pickup, but definitely interesting to find it. I remember finding the first one at a garage sale a few years ago and was really excited about it. And you just don't see them that often. So definitely was hoping that it would be more complete than it was. You can see me checking the time. Of course, we have our normal midday appointments on Saturday that I'm trying to get to. This looked like it was maybe brand new and sealed, and I opened it up, and it turned out there was wine glasses inside. Oh, Goodwill. This Goodwill has not a lot of cookware. It does have some bakeware, but they just seem to have a really light amount of bakeware, cookware. They don't really have it laid out very well, so it's really hard to really find anything in the store. You could also see that I tapped that the knife block there. I've been recently also doing research on knives, and it looks like if you pick up a Cutco knife block, you might be able to get some money out of it. All right, so here's the toy section in the Goodwill. Occasionally find some good stuff. You saw that I found that Scrabble game last week. That was a great pickup, and of course, then I'm dreaming. I'm going, oh, maybe I'll find more of those here. I do spot a Monopoly game up top. Some branded Monopoly games can have value, not a lot of them. What was really funny, you guys, I did look this up before leaving it behind. I went out to my storage unit this week to get something out of there, and I have that game sitting in storage, which I haven't tried to sell. Hitting up the book section here, I don't normally find a lot of comic books, so I was really impressed to find a few today. Couple from BPRD, which is Hellboy, and then Earth X is a Marvel comic. I actually had collected those when they first were released, and so I really enjoyed that storyline. So put them all in my cart. They wanted $1 each. I figured at a minimum, maybe I can talk my wife into reading it, or maybe I even can get my sister-in-law Natalie to read it. And if not, it may just I don't know, may just donate it to somebody else who's got somebody who'd be interested in reading it. Like for a buck, can't go wrong. It probably was like $20 to $30 originally. You can see now though I'm in the harder goods section here, and oh, that's pretty interesting. You can see the Starbucks label on the front of it. It's a little bit dirty, and it seems like there might be something inside of it. So I did a quick lookup and then popped her open to see what it was, and
There's coffee in here. That is hysterical.
you can see that even Live Patrick was amused by that there was coffee in there. When I ended up checking out, the lady at the checkout station was like, "Oh, our people probably should have cleaned that out before putting it for sale on the shelf." I've seen a few other YouTubers talking about similar problems where they're getting really weird things at Goodwill, like canned food and stuff. But what are you gonna do? So just looking around, and this Marvel HeroClix caught my eye. I think originally it was supposed to come with like 10 figures, and I could see just looking that it was filled up to the brim. I know that there's still some interest in these figures out here, not a ton, but I had actually collected these a few years back and really liked them actually. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take a risk and pick these up. There's there's a whole class system to these things where there's not rare, medium, and then rare, and then a unique one where there's that's the like ultra rare ones or whatever. And I remember buying these, and they were super hard to find when they first came out. So I was hoping maybe there'd be a few of those in there. There did end up being one, but it wasn't really worth anything. All right, you guys, that will do it this week. Come back tomorrow, find out what I got. Hopefully, I'll be feeling a little bit better in that video. If you enjoyed this content and feel like giving me a thumbs up, that'd be great. And if you're interested in subscribing, feel free to do so. I appreciate you watching either way. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.